Hey, this is the boat doctor. Anyway, out here in this beautiful 2021 stabicraft 2500 Ultra Cab. 25 feet overall length towing is like 30 feet, 30 half feet, 7,700 pounds total weight towing this. Beautiful boat. These are one of my favorites, the 22 and the 25. The 25 gives you the comfort plus the ride and room and quietness. 22 is an awesome go-getter. So is this one. Anyway, you got a 100-gallon fuel tank on here. Max horsepower is 400. You got a set of twin 200s. There's your 400. One motor should plane this boat. I would say in the 30s, maybe 30 plus. And you got your anchor pulpit up here. And then they curved this down for a reason, how they have this angled. And then I got to mention that maybe to re-glue that front, get all the tape off. And then it's got a spool type winch, which is good, because if you just have the one drop down that drops inside here, and that's your anchor locker drain right there, it gets knotted up and you go to deploy it and it's hung up. This one is spools, you can get more rope on it, you can use a cable. These are pre-flex style holes, chambered. You probably got one, you got 2, 3, say 5 chambers in this boat. You got heavy duty cleats, you got the forward leaning windshield, dual wipers, heavy duty welded grab rails. Again, this is pre-flex. You got your rub rail, your other rail, and these are bends, so the more bends the stronger they get. You got keel strips. Those are meant for our planing strakes, they call them, to pop up quick. That's your water intake there for your toilet, that little scoop right there. And I'm going to try to see where that's lined up. Yeah, that's not good. They may have to look at that, because that scoop's lined right up with that bunk. So that means when you load it, that thing's going to run right on top of that. So I'll make that in my notes and see how it unloads and loads. There's your keel roller. You don't use that except if, say, you've submerged the trailer, so don't hit that cross member. Spare tire and carrier. ST 225 75R15, 50 pounds tire pressure. You got about 6 lugs, so that's good. That beefs up your rating. You got your 2-speed with the brake right here on your winch. You got the strap, those are good. Safety chains, heavy duty. You got top mount coupler, 2 5/16 block with the flat flip with the clip. Those are the good ones. I checked the brake fluid's good. You got the foot jacks good. 4x4, you got 4 of those with slicks. Gear bath oil hubs. Oil brown is good, white's bad. Right there, that Ellen head, that's how you fill them. You always make sure the trailer is perfectly level. Take that Ellen head out, put about that much gear oil in it, walk away for 15 minutes, pour that until it gets to that point, walk away. When it stays there, then leave it alone. Don't overfill them, because it takes a while to drain down. That's your drain for your sink. You got your kicker bracket. They need to get the tape off here. You got your tab. That's big. That's the perfect size of trim tabs. You don't need the big whoppers. Sometimes that hurts the handling of the boat. You got transducer brackets. There's your serial number right there. And these are 200s, inline 4-cylinders. They're total saltwater protected, stainless prop shaft, drive shaft, 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer, main paint, internal zincs. Right here's your P-tube. Going back over to here, there's your freshwater flush. You can hook your hose up, leave your motors up. Do not start the motors when you use that one. You feel the water if that's lukewarm. These don't get real hot, but if they're lukewarm, they're doing their job. Then you can use that flusher. But if that water is cold, don't bother. Just use your earmuffs. Put the water or the earmuffs on, turn the water on, fire up your motors. 10 minutes is fine. After that, you can actually turn the motors off, then turn the water off. You got a right hand curves here, left hand curves this way. So that's a left and a right. And it says 15 by 15, and then it says 15 by 21. Those really don't look like 15s, but we'll see how the 15 by 21s, I would think those are a little too tall, but we'll see. There's all your drain plugs. That's your outer one for like where your bilge pumps is. They got to fix this starboard bilge pump. You got your main drain. That would drain So them are all air chambers actually, because it's just those two outer ones is for your bilge. So if you're sitting on ground or something like that, you don't want to have your bilge pumps running all the time, you just take those out and let the water drain out. And then it's got a drain for the fish box, and I'll show you that. Got the ladder, gear about the oil hub's good, got awesome visibility, 360. It's kind of cool because you can sit here, the passenger's got grab handle, you can look, see out the other side, you can look out like you're in a goddamn cruise boat or something down in Mississippi. Got sliders, small, so you can have them open without getting wind blown. And the ladders, you can tighten them up or loosen them up however you want them. Then we'll jump on in here. There's your little step, you can flip that up if you don't want it. You got cup holders, rod holders. There's your diesel fill. I filled that up with diesel number 2. Wash down hose there, battery switch. Okay, run it on this position here because it's got an ATF or AFI switch, so that kind of charges both batteries equally. So if that thing's run down a little bit and it's hard to, you turn that to the yellow and then it'll jump all the batteries to fire that up, and leave it on there for about an hour, then she should totally charge up. And that there's your pickup for your wash down. That's a shutoff valve, and then that's auto bilge. It isn't working right now. You know, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This is just a fish box. They need to clean inside of there. There's your primer valve, which is good. There's your gas shut off there. And this is your fish box here. I put the drain in there. So now this you can drain straight out instead of having to pump this out by the pump. So this here, water. So say you had it at home. You could take that plug out, so if you had any water in the deck that didn't you know, that filled up this box, you could just drain it out instead of having your, you know, that full of water, and then you have to turn on your pump. And I don't know what that is, but I'll put it in my pocket. And then up underneath there is where the pump is for this, and you can actually take this, and then there's your deck light with your rod holders. That's how you undo this. And this sometimes, there you go. And you can lift up on that, and your pump's there, and you can pull this out and lock this, and you can actually sit on that, which is kind of cool. Jump seat, don't want that, flip that up. This pulls out here, so then you can sit here. This makes into bed. This pulls out. This slides back and forth, so it gives you more room here, makes a bed for you. This tilts down, and when you flip it, still got your cup holders. When these lights are on at night, it shines on that S, so people over there could look over and they see this bright S for stabicraft. Super stabby, I call it. You got your air shock seats. They're airways, they call them. And here's your sink. You can turn it on here. I can hear the pump. So that's working. Shut it off. And that's your stove. I'll show you. This is a heater when it's down like this, and it's the stove top when you have it like this. A drawer down there, and there's a certain way to start that, and I'll show you when I'm running the boat. Little spice trays or whatever you want to put up in there. Grab handle, tie right seats, cup holders. That piece slides in there. Okay, say you hose this off. This is your pickup right there, if you see that. Okay, that's when you hit this switch, it pops up and flushes your toilet. That is if you get water in here, you pull that plug, which then goes into this compartment. This is for the back aft. You need to find the screws for this. It covers your back panel. You need to clean up inside the cuddy. You have a light right there. These pull down to make into a nice bed. Got dual binnacle controls, cable. That's a curtain to drop down so you can use the toilet. And then that's where your holding tanks are. And right here's your fish box. Now, so right now I pulled that plug, which I can put this back in again. So now say I forgot that back plug that was in that one right there. If I had this plug, none of that water would come in there. It would just keep into that box back there. Then you could just pump back out again. And then this one right here, say you forgot that one, you can put this one in right here. So then it would contain into these compartments. But now if you want water out from there, you gotta do that one, which then goes into there, which it goes into there, which goes there, which goes there, and then you can either drain it out or pump it out. And deck wash works, lights. I'll turn all the lights on, wiper, and then you got slow and fast deck. That's that pump right there that's up underneath there. Deck wash, vacate pump you don't have. That's your waste pump right there. Just pumping, there's your lights that I turn on there. Vacate deck wash. Okay, lights, bilge pump, cabin lights. See, one bilge pump works, one doesn't. Cabin lights are those right there. So we can turn off that. You don't have bank tank, anchor lights right there. And turn off those. You got a 6C5 gauge, I'll show you that one on the water. Independent trims.